Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of DDTS, episode 598, part 2. Thank y'all for tuning in and watching this video. I am recording this episode of DDTS. No, I am not live. I am just recording like I do on the regular camera. But thank y'all so much for joining me. I did a part one video, but I didn't have it labeled part one, but I did a part one video. In that part I did, um I talked about Stephen A. Smith, Stephen A. Smith calling out Jasmine Crockett. I basically gave my perspective, my opinion, and my thoughts on that. If y'all have watched the video, if y'all haven't watched the video, I recommend y'all do so before you come on here and watch the second part of this video. But if you like this type of content, hit that like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell so you will get notified when I have new videos uploaded. As you saw in the first video, I kinda deleted the background. I did not know that the app that I was editing my video and everything on, I can basically get rid of the background, and I'm so happy that I discovered that. And I'm so happy that I was just pressing buttons and just getting rid of the background because I always wanted to do something like that because, I wanted to do a little change of scenery. And I think I'm going to stick to that, removing the background. Um, I have more topics that I wanted to talk about and I want to do this episode on. I got one of the main topics out the way that I wanted to talk about, and that was Stephen A. Smith, whatever his name is. Um, Messed up hairline, pushback, Bobby Womack hairline, talked about that in the first video, but now I'm about to talk about some other things on this episode that I didn't cover in the first video. Before I get started, I just wanted to elaborate to y'all and I wanted to vent to y'all. Um, I just want to say thank y'all so much for the love, for the support, and always tuning in and always having so much great vibes and energy coming my way, uplifting me, supporting me, believing in me, this and that and the third. I can thank everybody that is a content creator that I follow and that follows me. You know who you are. And also, if y'all haven't, please give one of my greatest and best friends in the world a subscribe. And please tune in to his newest video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about From the Sip. Shout out to From the Sip on his new video that he posted the other night. Um, it was such an amazing video and such an amazing, powerful topic. It was about the pastor that basically was trying to do, he was basically doing interviews talking about his sexual orientation, saying that he can't be happy, saying that he's in the church and he's trying to follow the rules and what being in the church and about his religions and his sexuality, this and then third. I basically gave my perspective on it in the comments, and he basically broke it down and put it in so many greatest profound words that I basically it really helped me so much. And he is really one of the greatest, and he tells it like it is. And I just love the motivation and inspiration that he has, and that he had to basically do that video, because I'm going to eventually watch it again and again and again, give a replay, give my support and all. So if y'all haven't, please give From the Silk a subscribe and a follow, and please check out his content. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Um, Today I have a lot of things that I wanted to elaborate on. I don't know how long StreamYard will let me, post this video. Hopefully, I'm gonna try not to go over an hour, but if I go over an hour, y'all know how I get when I talk about certain things. So yeah, so we're gonna just, you know, do what we do and just keep it up. So we're gonna be talking about Andrea Day, and we're gonna be talking about AI. AI. Y'all know what AI is. Basically this app that keeps doing the most, keeps making content about people's, doing stuff that you never would have thought that they would be doing. AI has gotten to the point where you can't even believe, you don't even know if this person is really doing this or is it AI. And the reason I say it because the topic that I'm going to talk about later is Robin Williams' daughter and Martin Luther King's daughter. They both have came out and they both have basically put out statements sharing and telling people, could y'all please stop sharing these videos of our fathers with these AI videos. Like basically what they saying is our parents is no longer here with us. Let our parents rest in peace. And if you have any respect for yourself and others, y'all will quit doing what you're doing because that is nonsense. I'm basically going to talk about that. So now, so now what I'm about to do, I'm about to go ahead and get into this show. I've spent a whole 7 minutes and 14, 15 seconds doing all this elaboration. But now we're gonna go ahead and get into this show. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, y'all, I am back. I went ahead and changed the background of it. I don't know, but I don't know why I did that because I'm gonna end up deleting the background and everything. So I don't know why, but I'm end up deleting the background. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video. This video might be a little long, but hey, we're gonna get to it. So let's go ahead and get to the tips. So the first thing that I want to elaborate to y'all on that everything in this video is alleged and it has some truth to it. I have done my research and I will have my laptop here right beside me to help me navigate all of my topics that I talk about today and tonight on this wonderful Thursday. So let's go ahead and get into it. So here we go. Andrea Day claims her ex-manager stole 1.6 and left her facing eviction and unable to clear Amit head-to-head lawsuit. Um, that topic by itself is basically heartbreaking already. And I have not even got into the article yet. That headline already seems like a lot. So let's go ahead and get into this topic. Let me show y'all um Andrea Day. If y'all don't know who she is, I know I won't be able to provide the pictures on here. I might be able to, but this is her. This is Andrea Day. She's very beautiful. For those of you that do not know who Andrea Day is a artist. She's a singer. She's an actress. She portrayed Billie Holiday in The People's versus Billie Holiday. She played in the 2024 Lee Daniels movie. The what's that movie? Not Acrimony. What is that movie? I forgot that movie already. I would have to look it up, but I will look it up. But it's a movie, and I done the resilience, the something like that. Because the woman was like, "I can smell your nappy, you know what? I can smell your nappy, you know what?" But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to get into this article. And we're going to get into this topic. Now, the first thing that I want to elaborate on, that I want to talk about, is Andrea Day. And here it goes. It says Andrea Day was sued for breach of contract and justment enrichment by her former manager and his companies on October the 6th. She filed her own suit one day later, saying her former manager stole more than 1.6 million from her. An attorney from her ex-manager denied the star's baseless claims. Andrea Day is the Midas of a legal face with her former manager, who she claims stole more than 1.6 million from her, leaving her facing eviction and without enough money to tour. The Rise Up singer, 40 years old, was sued by a Baseline Management and Buskin LLC for breach of contract and unjust enhancement in a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles, California. Supervisor Court on October the 6th, and just one day later, she filed a suit on her own against her former manager, Jeff Evans, who she called a faithless forgery, who was caught red handed stealing from the Golden Globe winner star. Okay, so from what I'm getting, basically her ex-manager filed the lawsuit against her first, allegedly. Then Andrea Day strikes back, and a day later, she files a lawsuit as well. The thing that gets me with this whole situation, and the thing that gets me with pretty much these types of situations in the celebrity world and the regular world as well, is number one, you can't trust everybody. Number two, people need to start doing background checks. Number three, all negotiations ain't all good negotiations. And peoples need to learn to basically read contracts, read that fine print of these contracts. That's if any contract was drawn up or any rules that was pretty much drawn up, or however you want to say it, because this is very, 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 very heartbreaking. Um, so basically, Andrea Day, ex-manager, allegedly stole $1.6 million from her. And because of that action, she was almost evicted. She was facing eviction, and she couldn't tour because her ex-manager, Jeff Evans, who was her manager, done all that. I think it's heartbreaking, and I think it's sad. Like, I know people say it's two sides to a story. Yes, that's true. But let's just, basically talk about Andrea Day's situation. Like this topic is about her. It's not about it's not about anybody else at this very moment. This is Andrea's day's topic that we're talking about first. And I think it's heartbreaking. Like, why take from someone that has given you an opportunity, that trusted you, that befriended you? I don't know what their relationship was looking like, but why would you do that to someone that trusted you, that befriended you, that basically gave you one of the greatest opportunities that you could possibly have? This is when I say I have trust issues, and this is when I say you can't trust too many people. And this is when I say even the peoples that work with you take from you. Even your closest co-workers and friends and anybody that you think won't betray you, won't take anything from you, best believe they will do it in an instant, because the peoples that smile in your face at the workplace, at any form of fashion, depending on where you at, someone can smile in your face all day long. And when you're not looking at them, and when they're not smiling in your face, they're probably frowning up at you behind your back and plotting to take from you. Because in deep down in reality, they can't stand the thought to look at you. They can't even stand the thought of you because of your presence. And the reason I say this, because the reason I said that, because a lot of people feel threatened by a person's presence, because that person's presence is filled with so much positivity, vibe, and energy, and everything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't know what caused the situation to go like that, but this whole situation is basically put a drill day in a situation where, wow, I never would have thought that my ex-manager or my manager at the time would do something like this to me. Like, why would somebody want to do this to me? Y'all, that's the movie The Deliverance. She played in The People's versus Billie Holiday, The Deliverance, and she has sung the song Rise Up. And let me tell y'all, Andrea Day is one of the greatest, you know, performers that I've listened to, that I've seen act in a minute. Like, she's a new upcoming star. I know she's been out for, a little bit of time, but she's really doing so many wonderful things for herself. And it's sad that her former manager would do something like this to her. That basically tells y'all, do background checks. Do background checks, do interviews. Just the thing. Just because you know that person for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, family or friend or this and that, I don't care how much experience they have, let them do a background check. Or if you know exactly how they is, and if you know they ain't for the job, and you know they ain't for you to take care of that type of thing, and if you know deep down in a hurry, you know what they're all about when it comes to situations like that, dealing with finances, then you know then and there, don't, do not hire them. Do not put them in that position if you know what they're all about. Because if they screwed a person over, they would do you the same way. And I feel like Andrea Day, although I don't know her personally, but I will say this. Andrea Day, she probably was happy, and she basically trusted this Jeff Evans. Um She basically probably didn't think that he would do something like this. But 1.6 million, honestly, if let me just elaborate on this. If someone I knew that was working for me, if someone I knew that was working for me, if I was a famous actor, singer, or even superstar wrestler or anything like that, if I had a manager who kept up with all my finances and everything else important like that, and if I found out that someone stole that amount of money from me, 1.6 or this and that and the third, or best believe they're gone. Not only will they be gone, but our friendship, everything that we built, everything that we came into, you're getting off. And that's the end of the road for me and you. Because that is the ultimate betrayal. Because this the thing, once you take from me, that's a zero. That's a zero. That's a cutoff line. That's done. There's no talking it out. There's no begging. There's no explanation because I don't want to hear it. Because the explanation gonna be like, "I'm so sorry, I had no idea. I never would. I didn't mean to do it like that. You know, me and you cool. No, 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 no. Because if we were cool, cool peoples that is cool, they don't do that to each other. A person that you put your trust in, that you know relied on, that told you I got you, ain't nothing gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I don't blame Andrea today, you know. I'm happy that she filed that lawsuit because that's something serious. Like that is a very serious situation. So it says, Andrea, they filed a baitless suit against our clients one day after our clients brought an action against Ms. Day for royalties, rightfully due from them. Evans Baseline, as Buskin's attorney says in a statement to the Peoples, our clients cate- category deny the allegations made against them and look forward to their day in court. Well, I just read a little bit more, and I will say this. So it has come to terms and it has come to the point that Uncle Day is taking her ex manager and everybody that had something to do with that situation to court, taking 1.6 million from her. And she's basically facing eviction. And now she has to go to court and deal with this. Let me tell you, this kind of forgive me. I ain't trying to. I'm still on the same topic. You know what this remind me of? This puts me in a minder of Tyler Perry's sisters and the movie Tyler Perry made, Acrimony, when when she married that boy. And sisters, when Andy first met Gary and Gary was married. If you have not watched Sisters, I recommend you watch it. The whole time Gary was lying to her. And at the end, she ended up losing everything. She ended up losing her car, her job, her house, everything. So I really feel for Andrea's day. And I'm hoping that everything works out for her. And I'm gonna finish reading this article and then we're gonna go over to the next topic and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more. Oh my goodness, this is her manager? Ugh. He look like he don't wash his ass. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. It says Dave says Dave Fallon said the full extent of Evans' alleged death was unknown. Through preliminary investigation, put the number at more seven figures. It's where in the feeling. She claims that he kept all of the 600,000 that Warner Bros. Records gave her to fund the recording of the album. What's intimately apparent is that Evans abused his role as a luxury to scum Day with blindness greed. The compliment, which was obtained by people, said he is sip of hand, much money from Day, and platinum hit maker, Golden Globe Best Actress winner, that he left her facing eviction, unable to pay the monthly minimum of her credit card debt and without significant funds to tour. Wow. The more and more and more I read, the more and more and more I read is the more heartbreak I'm getting. So basically, this manager, Jeff Evans, has been taking money from her. He allegedly took $600,000 and basically kept it. He basically kept it from 40 Warner Bros. Records, gave her to fund the recording of the album. So basically, she probably didn't see that money. And it's crazy. That's why I said peoples need to learn to hire and hire better peoples and do background checks and make them sign a contract. Better yet, make rules and stuff. Because people's doing this, doing all the slicey stuff. And not only that, what's apparent about the whole ideal and what really gets me is that he basically allegedly left this woman facing eviction and basically facing death. So she couldn't even go on tour because of this situation. So basically, it's the manager's fault. I'm not faulting anyone, but all of this falls on the manager. A lot of people say, no, let it fall on Andrea Day. No, this does not fall on her because she didn't know. She thought that she could trust this person. She thought that this person wouldn't do anything like this to her. The fact, listen, if somebody took 1.6 million from me and had me facing the eviction, oh, it would be done. I will whoop your ass and take your name, then we will be done. That's pretty much me. Cause once done, done. Nada. Cause that's a low blow. Um, okay, let's go on to the last little bit and then we're gonna head on to the next topic. But before then, let me show y'all a picture of Andrea Day and this so-called manager looking like a Timu version of John Travolta wannabe. So apparently, this is Andrea Day and her manager that basically and allegedly took $1.6 million from her. Then took another 600,000 and kept it for himself that was given to her by the Warner Bros. And the record thing. Then had her facing eviction and basically she couldn't go on tour. So That would be the day Billie Holiday would have came out, especially, especially on that movie. Now that's heartbreaking. So the compliment says that in 2023, despite her success, which included the movie, the United States Billie vs. Holiday, and the Grammy nominated album, they was in a financial runs, unable to pay the minimum of her 300,000 plus credit card and verge of being evicted. So basically this manager was up to no good. Up to no good, basically taken from her the whole time. Because of this manager, she was facing eviction. Because of this manager, she couldn't go on tour. Because of this manager, she couldn't pay her credit card bills. Because of this manager, basically put her in a lawsuit where she has to go to court to defend herself, which I think she should have somebody powerful, beside her in this situation, because it's like, wow, 1.6 million. That's I tell you, that's just a lot. That's why I say peoples need to do background checks when they hire people as their manager. Make rules up, draw a contract, do whatever the hell you have to do to make sure that you in the right category with people's controlling over that. Because let me tell you, I say this because every time I think of something like that, I think of Selena Catania. Y'all know who Selena Catania was, who was unalived by her friend club president, Yolanda Saldivar. Yolanda was taking all that money out the fan club president thing, taking it and doing whatever she had to do with it, whatever she was doing with it. Then, when Selena confronted her about it at the hotel, she basically went by herself. Who would have known that that would be the last time Selena would be doing something like that? Because Selena basically was not playing around. Like, she basically was closing in on the situation with Yolanda. So what Yolanda allegedly did, Yolanda knows she did it. So Yolanda pulled the poo poo from her purse and then poo pooed Selena. And then Selena started running. And the thing was this, what made it even worse was what made Selena bleed out more with that situation, because she was running. And once you run a lot, that basically, But I'm still on the topic with Andrea Day, and I'm finna come to the end of this topic. But all I'm saying is, it's heartbreaking. It's very sad. But I'm really am hoping that Andrea Day gets the victory, and I hope everything works out for her. And I'm hoping that she gets everything that has been taken away from her. This and that and the third. Hold on one second. Wait a minute. I got a little bit more. My goodness. It says Day's complaint accused Evans of keeping 100% of several large payments that were supposed to be collected by her business manager, Miss Charrington costs and expenses and traveling extravagantly on her dime. The company alleges that Evans and his companies, Bayless Line and Buskin, wrongly misapproached nearly 1.2 million from Day, and also says they have admitted to failing to pay her more than 575,000. Evans and his companies have woven and web on deceit, the complaint alleges. Meanwhile, the first lawsuit was filed by Day's companies on a personal management company and other music production and publishing company accuses Day of owing them a minimum of 850,000 and says that her failure to pay consistently breaches of varieties agreements made between 2011 and 2023. Wow. So I'm gonna they are seeking 850,000 they believe they are owed, plus more damages in trial by the jury. They meanwhile wants a court declaration termination to 40% to watch Burskin is entitled of the net profits plus baseline 20% of her gross monies as well as damages and attorney's fees and costs determined in a trial by the court. Okay. That's the last of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little short. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a little short. I'm gonna go ahead and make long story short because I know I spent all a lot of time on this one topic, but I want to make sure I get all of this out. I know a lot of you have not heard of Andrea Day, but I just want to, elaborate on this. So, long story short, so let's be honest. So basically, these damn managers of Andrea Day and that Evans dude, Jeff Evans, basically all they did was take from Andrea. They basically used her, took her money, didn't pay her back. This and then the third. Now they claiming that Andrea Day owes them 850,000. Well, guess what? You took 1.6 million. So basically, you got what you are owed. Now give that woman her money back. And I'm hoping Andrea Day wins this lawsuit because she deserves to win. She deserves to get everything that she is losing or has lost or is, they're trying to make her lose. I really do hope everything works out for her in the end. Yes, indeed. So that's going to be it for that topic. What do you guys think about that topic? Like, comment, and subscribe on that topic. Now, I'm so sorry that that topic took a long time, but I really wanted to elaborate on this. Um, we're gonna go ahead and get on to the next topic. And the next topic that I want to talk about is AI and why has it gone too far the way it has? Because AI has gone far. So come on and join me on this episode of DDTS 580, no, 598 part 2. Stay tuned me, and we'll be right back. Hey y'all, welcome back to DDTS episode 598. Back with another video. Well, we done with the first topic, so now we're about to get on to the next topic. And the next topic will be consistent of Robin Williams' daughter pleading for people to stop sending AL videos of her dad. So the the correct term is Al, not AI. I call it AI, but it's Al. And like I said, this Al app has really gone a little bit too far. It has gone so far to the point where I don't like you it's hard to believe what's real and what's not. Hell, when people's be making these videos on Instagram and TikTok, from this point we don't know is it them making it or is it Al or doing it, the app doing it. We really don't know because Al has taken over so much. AI has taken over so much, whatever the term is, it has taken over so much. It's hard to believe. Just like that video that was going around, that's been going around about Dolly Parton saying that her sister made a post saying that the singer was not doing good, and then Dolly Parton came and made a video saying she's not dead yet. um I watched the video, and as I was watching the video of Dolly Parton, I also looked at Dolly Parton's face. I'm like, wait a minute, is this really Dolly Parton or is this AI? Because I'm still thinking about that to this very day. Is that really Dolly Parton or is that AI? I wish I can pull it up for y'all so y'all can see, but I will be editing this video, so I'm gonna do my best to put up like a little clip video, this and that and the third. I don't know what I'll be able to, or a picture, I don't know, or else I can put it up on here, but I'll do my best. So at this point, AI is doing so much. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about this whole situation. This next topic, we're gonna be talking about AI. And probably after this topic, we're probably gonna talk about one more topic. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk about one more topic. And all that I don't talk about in this video, I will make another video, or better yet, I will make a short video or something like that and just elaborate on what I didn't talk about, because I also wanted to share something with y'all about a podcast that I basically watched. um I actually made a video about these wonderful individuals. Actually, I tagged them and from the sip in the video, and I'm talking about disrespectfully the girls. um if y'all have not followed Respectfully the Girls, I recommend y'all do the same as well. Please follow them, subscribe to them. I promise you, you will not be disappointed because actually I'm almost done with episode 9. Like, I've been watching episode 9, and they did this episode 9, Disrespectfully the Girls, and they had a guest on there. Her name was V. I don't know her, and respectfully, I really don't. But on their podcast and on that episode, they basically had and talked about a lot of great topics that really hit home. Not to me, but I know it hit home to a bunch of people's. But something really stuck with me when they talked about um interracial relationships, and when you are like, when a white woman or a white man or a couple and they are dating and they have a biracial child, and they basically was talking about, and and that really stuck with me because I talk about a bunch of stuff like that on my content, on my episodes, this and that and the third. I love talking about that. And I will say this, as a person that is a black man, I'm all the way black. I'm not biracial, I'm not mixed. Whatever term that y'all would like to use. It's so many terms when it comes to, a mixed person. Like they say mixed, they say um biracial. It's so many terms. And basically on that episode, something stuck with me that I think his name is Destin. Destin really said something so powerful that stuck with me. And it was this. Let me get it right. I don't want to get it wrong, but let me get it right. I think he said when you are biracial, hold on, let me get it right. One second, child. One second. I'm back, y'all. Had to give me some water. Okay. Um, back what I was saying. Destin, who was on Disrespectfully the Girls. Now, if y'all don't know the podcast Disrespectfully the Girls, this podcast consists of two wonderful individuals and two wonderful peoples that I've met on TikTok. We have not met face to face, and I'm hopefully one day that we all can collab. These are some wonderful individuals, wonderful, kind, great spirited, good energy. They say punks. I don't, but they say punks. And hey, it's totally fine. The podcast consists of a guy named Destin, and it consists of a guy named BB. They have wonderful guests and different guests, and they talk about real life issues and wonderful stuff of the community and around the world. And it's such an inspiration and it's so powerful. So if you have not subscribed to Disrespectfully the Girls, please subscribe to them on YouTube, subscribe to them on TikTok if you have it, on Facebook and Instagram. I will also put their name up here so you all can, yeah, follow them and get them a wonderful subscribe. Back what I was saying, Destin said something on Disrespectfully the Girls podcast when they was talking about black women in society, being a black woman in society. That's the name of the topic. And when you have being a black woman in society, the thing is this: I'm not a black woman. But one thing I will say, I was born to a black woman. I was raised by a black woman. I was raised by black women. I come from a black family that was raised by nothing but women. So when you've been raised by a lot of women and they're black women and you come from a community, hell, you have no choice but to navigate, but to get some of the things that you learn from some of the powerful women in your family and community, and basically just, you navigate for that. We feed off that. But one thing Destin said about interracial relationships, when you have kids and you're in an interracial relationship, this the thing. When a child is mixed or biracial, whatever term you like to use, whichever term you think is respectful. I'm still gonna talk about Robin Williams and his daughter and what she said about AI, but I really want to get this out. When you have a child and they are mixed, the thing is this: when you know we live in a society where if you have someone in your family that is mixed or biracial, whatever term that you want to use, they basically going to know more about one side of themselves than the other, depending on which side of the family they have been around the most or what the other or what the side have told them. Because if I may say this, it is true because when I say that I mean is this, I mean, there have been a lot of biracial mixed kids that have been told you must pick a side. You can't be both. You must pick a side. Because honestly, I think biracial kids and biracial peoples in general, they have been targeted for so many years and for so long with, their ancestry, like, and the background of where they come from. So it's like, um, you biracial, basically it's good for a biracial person to know the history, especially if they are half black. It's very important for a person that is mixed and biracial to know their history, being mixed, especially their black history, because it's a lot of mixed peoples, biracial peoples, that is not taught their black history because they basically was not raised around the that side of the family. That was basically raised around the side that they, thought that it was only one side too. Because this the thing. A biracial person can be around one side of a family for so long and not know more about the other side and not know the history because it's sometimes the parents' fault. Not only is it sometimes the parents' fault, but it's sometimes the parents' fault and the family of the parents' fault because they feel like they don't want their child that is biracial, that is half and half, to know one side of the story. And not only that, it does not only affect, it affects their child. It affects their child because it's like this: if their child is mixed with white and black, they only they probably will only want them to know their white side and not the black side. Where the one side, they only know more about one than the other. One side is like, oh, your members own. Okay, let me put this in this way, because you never know what a person like that will feel like. Like, how would you feel? I wonder, how would a biracial person feel if they found out that one side of their family owned another side of their family back in the times? How would they feel if one side, if their mama's side of the family owned someone on the daddy side of the family? And you know what I'm talking about. It goes to history. It goes to back then because it's a lot of biracial peoples out there that don't even know their history. They only know one side more than the other because it's sometimes the family and the parent that does not want them to know and does not want them to teach them. It's very important for a person that is biracial to learn their history because at the end of the day, even if a biracial person is mixed with black and white, at the end of the day, this is just my opinion, they still, to me, is a black man or black woman. At the end of the day, that's just me being biracial. If you mix with black and white, at the end of the day, you still a black person. You still black because that's what society has it as. Society has it as they don't care if you mix with Mexican, Hispanic, or anything in black. At the end of the day, you still gonna be a black man and you still gonna be a black woman, no matter what, if you're biracial. And I'm hoping I'm making sense because I had it on key this morning and I was trying to get all them words out. And that's the thing, because interracial relationships has been a thing for many, 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 many years, even when it wasn't illegal. And let me tell you something else. You know what I believe interracial starts from? You want me to tell you what, in my opinion, and in my words, what interracial starts with? You want to know what started biracial peoples and what started biracial kids? This is just my opinion. I tell you what started biracial peoples, and I tell you what started biracial kids, and what started interracial is when the slave master was raping their slaves, getting them pregnant and everything. So they feel when the black woman slave got pregnant and it was the baby was mixed, you know what they'd do? Get rid of the baby and have it sold with this and that and the third. I know I'm going a little too far, but that's just how I see it. That's just my opinion, in my opinion, how biracial started. It started from slavery. Everything started from slavery. Light skin, slavery. So that's how I'm gonna put it in that aspect. But let's go ahead and get back to Robin Williams' daughter and this AI stuff. I'm so sorry, y'all. Man, I'm going over an hour. Me and my lousy talking. I'm sorry, y'all. Come on, let's go ahead and get into this. So Robin Williams' daughter. Okay. Robin Williams' daughter is Zetta Williams. Zetta Williams, the daughter of Robin Williams, has asked people to stop sending her Al generated videos of her father, the celebrated U.S. actor and comic who died in 2014. Please stop sending me AI videos of dad, Zelda Williams posted on her Instagram stories. Stop believing. I want to see it, or did I understand? I don't and won't if you're just trying to troll me. I've seen way worse. I restrict and move on. But please, if you got any decency, just stop doing this to him and me and to everyone. Even full stop, it's done. It's a waste of time and energy. And believe me, it's not what he'll want. This is not the first time Zelda Williams, a film director, criticized Al version of her father, who took his own life in 2014 at the California home at the age of 63. Williams, who was famous for such a Good Morning veteran, Dad Poet Society, and Mrs. Doubtfire, was understood to have been battling depression at the time of his death. In 2023, a Instagram post supporting a campaign against AI by the U.S. Media Union, Saga Furniture, has described attempts to creating his voice as a personality disturbing, while also pointing to the wilder implications. Her post on Tuesday reflects a trend on social media where images who have died and animated featuring captions like "Bring your loved ones back to life." Williams continued to watch the legacies of real people be considered down to this vagary and looks and sounds like them. So that's enough. Just so other people can turn out horrible TikTok slop. Puppeteering them is nailing, she continued. You're not making art, you're making disgusting, overproceed hot dogs out of the lives of human beings, out of the history of art and music, then showing them down someone else's throat, hoping they'll give you a little thumbs up and be like it, grossed. She concluded, she concluded, and for the love of everything, stop calling it the future. AI is just badly recycling and regurgitating the past, be consumed. You're taking the human centipede of content and from the way and end of the line, all while folks the front laugh and consume and consume. Okay, I think I done got enough of that. So I'm going to elaborate on this. So basically, peoples have been sending Zelda Williams, the late great Robin Williams' daughter. Robin Williams, who died at the age of 63 on August the 11th, 2014, took his own life while battling depression. Um, my opinion with that is AI is definitely going a little too far. They're going a little too far. They're taking this AI way out of proportion and way out of control because it has gotten so bad that they are doing Martin Luther King like that. Martin Luther King daughter spoke up on that as well, saying that they need to stop using his daddy. They it's so bad that they use Martin Luther King with this AI stuff. They have used Robin Williams with this stuff. They have used Tupac Shakur, and they have used Amy Whitehouse. They have used Whitney Houston. They have used Left Eye and Aaliyah. Too much. Enough is enough. Let these legends and let these peoples that are no longer here with us, and let those legends that made a mark, that done everything that they accomplished, rest. Let all of them rest. And I think it's very disrespectful that peoples would eventually and will even make videos like that, thinking that it's going to keep the legacy of these actors and actresses and music artists alive. No, it is not. When you watch their movies, when you listen to their music, that is just enough to keep their memories alive. Everything that they accomplish alive. But with AI making these videos, that is totally disrespectful. Because not only is that disrespectful, that's basically saying you're not respecting the dead. You're not respecting the legacy and the landmark that all of these peoples have left and made of these AI videos. Again, Robin Williams, Martin Luther King, Aaliyah, Left Eye, Tupac, Amy Whitehouse, Whitney Houston, and so many more that they have made these AI stuff and videos. I've seen them. And as much as I would love to have all of those wonderful artists and peoples that was in Hollywood that left a trademark, as much as I would love them all to be here, this AI stuff, Al, whatever you want to call it, this is not it. Totally disrespectful and uncalled for, if I say so myself. So I don't blame Zelda Williams, Robin Williams' daughter, for speaking out against all of this because it is extremely too far and too much and very disrespectful, in my opinion. And I really hope that they stop this AI stuff and trying to make all this unnecessary stuff. Let these legends, actors, and actresses rest in paradise, in peace, in love. And that's what I have to say about that. I'm trying to see, is I'm forgetting a topic? Yeah. So I will be right back, y'all, and I'm gonna take one more break, and we're gonna talk about the last topic. All that I didn't include in this video, I will make another video. We'll try to make another video, and I will include everything that there is to include. Thank y'all, and I love y'all. And join me in just a little bit. Be right back. Hey y'all, welcome back. Um, we're gonna talk about one last topic. Um, I have saw this, and if I forgot anything, I apologize. I'm just gonna go ahead and elaborate on this last topic. Um, I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode so far. I'm so sorry that I made this episode so long. Again, I did not go live, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing. Um, in this background that you see, you're not gonna see this background either. The last topic that I wanted to elaborate on, well, it's gonna be one more after this topic. Cause my phone on 38%, and I want to make sure I get all of it out. So, what I wanted to elaborate on next, did y'all know that RuPaul guest started on LL Cool J TV show in your house in 1995? And did y'all know that LL Cool J and RuPaul almost got into it for real behind the set and in the producing area of filming? RuPaul was interviewed a couple of times. One time he was interviewed by Wendy Williams back in the day, and another time I think he was interviewed somewhere else, and he explained the incident of what happened. Um, One incident, it was like LL Cool J allegedly came in the room and spoke to everybody. He was like, "Hey, everybody, what's up? How y'all doing?" And then, soon as it is alleged that when LL Cool J allegedly saw RuPaul and it said that LL Cool J was like, oh, hi. Said that the RuPaul saying hi. And then it was like, wow. I was not there. So I really don't know. And everything I will say, RuPaul has told that story more than one time. Because it basically how I found out about it today, it was on a page that I follow. And I just wanted to elaborate on it. Now, I don't know is LL Cool J homophobic. I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired. But what I am going to say is this, and I am not defending anybody before y'all be like, oh, Lord. Before y'all start, I'm not defending anybody. I'm just going to say I was not there. I don't know what happened. I'm just going to say this. At the end of the day, I'm just so happy that they put whatever situation that they had aside and disagreement that they had aside and filmed that episode. Because if I'm mistaken, I think they took a picture afterwards. If y'all have not watched this show in your house, I recommend you do so because it's such a great show. The show started from season 1 to season 3. Debbie Allen, LL Cool J, and John Amos, and more peoples. But that was one of my favorite episodes. 'Cause I'm not gonna lie to you. Every sitcom that I watch or a movie that I watch, believe it or not, if it does not have LGBTQ in it, I will not watch it. I have to watch. Listen, I don't know about y'all. I understand this might go against some of y'all's beliefs, but let me ask y'all something to everybody, to the allies of the LGBTQ, and to my LGBTQ brothers and sisters. Also, happy LGBTQ month, awareness month, not pride, but month. But let me ask y'all something, the allies and my brothers and sisters of the LGBTQ community that's watching this video. Do y'all like to watch shows that have LGBTQ scenes in them? Because I do. If they don't have no type of LGBTQ scenes in it, it won't do it for me. Not saying that it's not boring without it, because it's not, but I love watching shows that is a reputation of me, that is a reputation of our community, the LGBTQ community, the Black community, because a lot of people have problems now. Every time a LGBTQ scene come up, they be like, "Oh Lord, they got that gay shit up in here. They always putting this gay shit up and this and that and the third." Well, of course, yeah, if you didn't know, that gay shit is what sells. That gay shit is becoming a very popular on demand, and it is bringing so much popularity, and it is bringing so much awareness. Do you know how much stardom, and do you know how much positivity, in my opinion, the show Pose got? Do you know how much publicity and stardom the show Noah's Ark got? Do you know how much stardom and publicity and stardom that the show Queer as Folk got? They used to come on Showtime back in the early 2000s. And Noah's Ark used to come on the Logo channel in 2005, and it ran for 2 seasons. Pose 2018 to 2022, I believe, 21 or 22. Do you know all those shows I named and many, many other shows? Do you know LGBTQ is basically taking over? Not in a bad way, but a good way. Because it's like now, even 50 Cent has a couple of scenes like that in his shows, P Valley and all, Uncle Clifford and all. But that's what I wanted to elaborate. But did y'all ever find out? Did y'all ever know that? I just want to put that in there. And I just want to say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to move to this last topic, and then that'll be the end of this wonderful episode that I have done for y'all today and for myself because I wanted to do it. If you don't love yourself, how in the hell is you going to love somebody else? Always love yourself. Always embrace the skin that you in. Never let anybody tell you anything negative about yourself. Never let nobody try to dictate you out of the history and the legacy that you have came into. If you are a black man or woman and you are ashamed of the background that you are in, don't be. Don't be ashamed of the background that you come from because as a black man and black women, we all come from a legacy of greatness of black legendary peoples. Our ancestors, the peoples before our ancestors, the peoples of our community that created half of the things that we have now. A black man built this whole entire country with his sweat, tears, dedication, and hard work. I love the skin that I'm in, and I love my history. We are Black history. We are full of love and dedication. Women like Harriet Tubman, Madam C.J. Walker, James Baldwin, Marsha P. Johnson, Rustin Bayard. And let's not forget a lot of the peoples. There were black and brown people of color of our community. I'm talking about peoples like Felipe Noencho. I hope I got it right. Felipe Noencho. I'm talking about peoples like Hector Extravaganza. I'm talking about peoples like Harvey Milk. I'm talking about peoples in this new day and age and time. I'm talking about Ruth Powell. I'm talking about T.S. Madison. I'm talking about Alice Walker. I'm talking about Lena White. I'm talking about Cindy Portier. I'm talking about Harry Belafonte. I'm talking about Cicely Tyson. I'm talking about Diane Carroll, Diane Shields, James Earl Jones, Louis Gossip Jr., Marla Gibbs, John Amos. When I think of our history and what I think of what it's to be a black man in America, what it's like to be a black person in America, what it's like to come from a legacy of black peoples. I look at the legacy of black men and women that have led the trade of mark. Denzel Washington, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Medgar Eggers. When I think of Black history, I think of all of those wonderful peoples. I'm not going to stop giving love to our history and to our peoples. We can't forget about Sylvester. We can't forget about Sylvester. You make me feel like something real. We can't forget about those people. Whitney Houston, Left Eye, Tupac Shakur, Biggie Smalls, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, and the list goes on. Luther Vandross, The Temptations, David Ruffin, and The Temptations, The Four Tops, The Supremes, Dirty Diana, Michael Jackson, Prince, Legend, Janet Jackson, Black History. I bet half of these younger generation don't know a damn thing about these damn people. All they know about is Latto and all these dance trends on TikTok. I don't give a damn about that stuff. Learn your history before you say, "Oh, I know my history." No, you don't. You don't know your history. All y'all know is to wear ski mask and not obey your parents. Y'all think y'all the parent and they the child, and y'all spoiled the city. But that's it on that topic. But let's go ahead and move on to this next topic because my phone on 33% and I wanna go ahead and edit and take care of some things. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this last topic. 121 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh my gosh. Okay. So here we go. Trying to find this topic, y'all. Maybe it'll pop up. I hope it pop up because I don't even. There you go. So the last topic that we're going to be talking about. Have y'all heard of the news about Derrick Groves? The last 10 inmates accused of escaping from a New Orleans jail was captured in Atlanta on October the 8th, 2024. The escape occurred on May the 16th, 2024, when Groves and his fellow inmates breached a cell wall and used a blind spot to flee undetected. The escape was one of the largest and most brazen in the recent U.S. history, promoting a massive manhunt that spanned multiple states. Grove was captured following a standoff at a residence in the southwest Atlanta, where he was taken back into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service and Atlanta Police. The capture was result of a coordinated effort involving multiple states and law enforcement agencies, including the Atlanta Police Department, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, the United States Marshal Service, and the OPSO Fugitive Apprehensive Term. Grove, 28 years old, was convicted of two charges of second degree murder and two charges of attempted second degree murder in 2024 in the connection with a shooting during Mardi Gras in 2018. The escape charge carries a sentence of 2 to 5 years in prison. Wow, I sounded like a damn news reader and caster. But yes, who is this? This is what we're looking for right here. Now, this was shared to me as well, and I'm just trying to get all the topics that I can. Let me see, can I pull that video up for y'all, okay? I'm about to pull this up. I hope I don't get copyrighted, but hey. Hold on, y'all.
Derrick Gloves just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. His arrest followed a standoff at this home on Honeysuckle Lane off of Campbellton Road in southwest Atlanta. You may recall this video right here. Groves was part of one of Louisiana's biggest jailbreaks. 10 inmates escaped on May 16th. And now Groves is the last one to be caught. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn live right now outside of the Fulton County Jail, where Groves was booked just out. Jennifer, U.S. Marshals say it was a tip. Derrick Gloves being locked up here behind me. This is Atlanta, baby. Who knows what's going on? On Wednesday came the end of the road for Derrick Gloves. He'd been running ever since. Video captured him running out of this jail in New Orleans on May 16th. He was the last one they were looking. Miss Clements had no idea. Thought I had a heart attack. I know what it was. Groves was hiding out right across the street from her home until she stepped out to get the paper. They said, go back. Okay, running back. Looking back. See, every time a car came, they would go in the back, and it kept going. I said, something's going on over there. I don't know what it is. But I could tell it.
Talk a lot about the Brewers fan, but the Chicago Cubs fan is working as well, limiting the Brewers to 1-1. Okay. Okay, that's the same. Okay. So basically, what we got from there, I'm sorry for that buffering. So basically, what we got from there is like this really happened. Like, wow. So he was 28 doing all these heinous crimes. But it's another video that I saw yesterday that he was blowing kisses at the camera as he was. Hold on, y'all. He was blowing kisses at the camera person and smiling at the police officer like, yeah, you got me. But don't worry, I'm gonna do this shit again. That's kind of the look it looks like that he had. Like, oh yeah, you got me, but hey, I'm gonna do it again. And next time I'm gonna stay out longer. If you know, you know. If I'm saying it correctly, you know what I'm saying. I really feel that people's need to definitely, basically, they need to basically and differently, especially when it comes to this system, do better and have more better security. Because honestly, you have peoples that are in prison that are getting terrible treatment. I'm not saying it to be sympathy. I'm saying there are peoples that are in prison that is suffering for a crime that they didn't even commit. And it's some prisons out there, and it's some out there that's getting a lot of treatment, like they in a lavish lifestyle. You got prisons now that got big screen TVs, that got stoves, ovens, and this and that and the third. And for the videos that I've been watching, they've been frying chicken, macaroni and cheese, and all this and that, but they ain't been using no stove. But I don't want none. I'm good. But one thing I will say, those in prison, they know how to survive, and they know some great techniques. Because I know somebody that made some type of cake. I don't know what type of cake that was. It was some type of cake that they made. They were getting Swiss rolls and honey buns, and I don't know what kind of thing it was, but it was good. But yes, I just wanted to elaborate on that with y'all, and that would be my video for today. So, what do you guys think about Derrick Groves topic? What do you think about the RuPaul tea that I basically allegedly sprung on y'all? What do y'all think about Andrea Day and that topic? Please comment on all of those, what you think about. And what did y'all think about the topic and the opinion that I gave on Andrea Day and Robin Williams' daughter about AI? What do y'all think about this video in general? Please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back with another video soon as possible. I hope y'all enjoy it. If I don't make a video tomorrow or the next day or the next day, I will be back Monday and probably be writing some stuff down and planning my next content. Thank y'all so much for watching DDTS, and I love y'all. And I will see y'all on the next video. Love y'all to pieces. Love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Till next time. Bye bye.